It is full time at Pittodrie, and time is officially up for Aberdeen's fairy tale start to the season. It is another defeat. It's 9 games in the league now without a win. That includes 7 losses and just 2 draws in that period. 2 points out of 27. Simply not good enough. And the Messiah, Jimmy Thielen, is quickly becoming just another fraud. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. That's how I'm reacting. But now we're going to see how the Aberdeen fans have reacted, because it was another defeat, this time coming at home, coming at Pittodrie against Ross County, against one of the teams expected to be battling relegation. You'd look at this fixture, you'd think, right, Aberdeen, been crap, but this is a game that we can win, this is a game that we can get back on track. And it wasn't to be. They went behind once, they pulled it back, they went behind a second time, and they weren't coming back from that.
Yeah, I mean, Aberdeen, where do you even begin with them? They're no longer feeling it to be... But look at the start of last season, actually. See if you actually look at certain periods that Aberdeen have had over, like, the past 2 seasons. It is form that gets you 12th spot. I mean, that 2 points out of 27 is disgusting. Same with Hearts to start to the season as well. Not to drag your club into it, but it needs addressed. No, I think the entirety of the Scottish Premiership needs to hang its head in shame. The fact that Jim Goodwin took his duffel bag, went home, came back, got a team relegated, was in the Championship, got promoted, and is somehow
laying the smackdown
on everyone. No, I need to know, what did Jim Goodwin take?
Even getting draws against Celtic.
I know.
Drawing for Celtic.
Draws at Ibrox as well.
I mean, Jim Goodwin, Messiah, Jim Gooddraw.
He does what he wants. Jim Gooddraw, brilliant. But...
And he used to be the Aberdeen manager, and they could have still had him.
I know, but do you see my point, though?
Well, how Jim Goodwin's single-handedly better than Aberdeen Football Club.
Yes, but also, I think teams need to hold themselves accountable. Like, they talk about gaps to the top 2 and things like that. It's like, well, you need to be in there.
Yeah, you know, we always hear about, like, say, Aberdeen and Hearts talking about, it's hard to claw the gap. It's hard to close the gap between us and the top 2 because of the money they've got. I mean, these are clubs that can't even consistently finish third.
Yeah.
They can't even consistently finish, just behind the Old Firm.
Yeah, and I'll admit, like, it's pathetic that Rangers are closer to Dundee United than they are to Celtic.
Yeah, but do you think maybe Aberdeen and Hearts, their best chance of actually closing the gap to the Old Firm would be if they could consistently finish third place, maybe 2, 3, 4 seasons in a row? See, when you establish yourself as the third best team in Scotland, then maybe that's when you can try and overtake one of the top 2. But we've seen it, especially Aberdeen and Hearts, all the time. Like, they seem to have one good season, but never follow up for whatever reason. Don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but you need that.
The only time Aberdeen were consistent was probably when everyone else was at the league.
Yeah.
And they had that run where they finished 4 seasons in a row in second. But see, since then, there's been no clear best of the rest team. No. Since Rangers got back as number 2, I don't think any team has finished third 2 years in a row.
No. It's been Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, who
Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly. Motherwell was 1 year, weren't they?
No, that was further back.
But
I'm saying since Rangers got back into second place, no team has finished third in consecutive years.
And that's the proof is in the pudding there.
And normally, and it's not like Hearts have been finishing third, fourth. I mean, Hearts will finish third and then literally next season get relegated.
Yep.
Aberdeen will finish third next season finish bottom half.
Maybe that'll happen this year anyway. Right. Let's see. Dan Sig, he's still behind Jimmy.
I'm still behind Jimmy, but this continued shambles is getting tiresome. I really think he needs to be more flexible with the team setup. Why couldn't we have 2 players up top at home to County, for example? Something is off and the players don't seem to be fighting for a result. Which is probably the complete opposite of the the earlier bit of the season where the players were fighting and not giving up, and they were actually seeing games out and getting late winners. Whereas now, maybe that's gone. And it must be deflating because they were getting a lot of praise and they were level with Celtic, and it must be tough to realise here and accept that you've fallen off. But I mean, this is an absolute disaster.
No, it is a disaster. I mean, the best thing about this game for Aberdeen was the snow. The snow was a cool action scene today, man. The amount of snow, they had to stop the game, but reality is, snow or no snow, it has rained on Jimmy Thielen's parade, and that good starts at the windy, right? I feel like
They've melted like a snowman, for fuck's sake.
the final nail in the coffin to the good start is Dundee United overtaking them.
Aye.
It doesn't.
I mean,
It's not specifically Dundee United.
It's one thing being caught by Rangers, but by dropping it a third, like, holy. That shows you how bad. That shows you how bad their current runs need it to be, because look how good the start of the season was.
Yeah.
Like see before Aberdeen lost to St Mirren. I mean, what odds would you want to unnamed finishing lower than third? I think it was close between Rangers and Aberdeen for second.
You did a bet for Aberdeen to finish second, didn't you?
Aye, but I wasn't convinced.
Yeah, no, but it just shows you had enough confidence. I mean, even if Aberdeen picked up 15 out of 27, they'd be sitting 13 points clear of Dundee United right now.
Yeah, it's not like they've had a great start and then just went kind of like average. They've had a great start, then been absolutely terrible.
When we were talking about Rangers catching Aberdeen, we were like, "Oh, Rangers will catch them,"
by the end of the season.
Yeah, February, March into the final third or whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to be this quick. Anyway, next comment.
In here, there's no saying that no other teams won't catch them. Right, forget about passport renewal because there'll be no European football for Aberdeen.
S James 90 says 8 games without a win. Aberdeen might be looking for a new manager soon. I believe it's 9.
Yeah, I think it's 9.
Now, if I've got my stats wrong, then let me know. But I do think it is 9. I believe this is 7 defeats and 2 draws. But if it is 8, then it's still horrible. So let's not beat around the bush. Viking Crypto Warrior says bring back McInnes. I think that was Aberdeen's downfall. Shouldn't they have sacked McInnes in the first place? Robert, I mean, they've had decent spells since then, but I just don't think he deserves sacked. Robert California says shattered. We have some guy here hugging this big wheel, and he's spinning
round. The wheels
round.
are going round, but no one's home. Afternoon all shocking. Aberdeen have Hibsed it, and then we've got the Aberdeen team bus there.
Looks like it's broken down with no wheels. That front left came flying off.
Aye. That front left's hanging on for dear life. Well, it's not there to hang on, I guess. And to think you lot could have finished above us, absolutely shat the bed. They have shat the bed.
But they could have finished above Rangers if they just didn't bottle it.
Yeah, like by most people's expectations, they still should be ahead.
Because look, Rangers have dropped 5 points.
Yep, Rangers. Yeah,
like before they played Celtic, dropped like. Even if Aberdeen right went off the boil a little bit, if they were still picking up decent results, Rangers would have closed the gap. But by this point, you'd still expect Aberdeen to be in second. Maybe it'd be down to 4 or 5 points. And now Rangers are about 6 in front, like 2 games in hand or something.
Yeah, I mean, how many points?
How is it turned around that quickly?
Like Aberdeen are just how many points? They're like 16 behind Celtic, something crazy like that. It's like. They're going to finish literally about 35, 40 points behind Celtic at this rate.
Mental.
At this rate, like. So, anyway.
Paul Monroe, well, maybe not.
Paul Monroe, like, go for it.
Paul Monroe says, defence all over the shop again, Devlin included. We need a whole new back line. Also desperately need a striker. 3 sitters missed in the last few minutes from Nisbet and Ambrose. But do you not think this is fans? They just, like, got short memories? I mean, wasn't that long ago? Like Aberdeen were praising the defence. They were praising the options that they had up front.
Nicky Devlin was blocking Ronaldo.
Now it's desperately need a striker, need a whole new defence.
Yeah, it seems a wee bit drastic to me.
We always hear about how Nielsen and Shinnie are done and McGrath's done in the middle of the park. Yeah, at the beginning of the season, those guys were getting praise.
It's the same with Hearts, right? None of these players, well, not none.
Oh, yeah, no,
all of these players haven't just turned shite overnight.
I've been consistent. I don't think Hearts are. I've got a shite squad. I still think we've got the third best squad in the league. I'm not going to throw my players under the bus. A couple of bad signings, absolutely, but I still think quality just doesn't disappear.
You look
Aberdeen still have a good team.
Look at Aberdeen, look at Hearts, and look at Rangers, right? At periods over the past year, they've all played great, but at periods they have been absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, and the sad thing is the bad probably outweighs the good.
And when you I know this is a weird comparison, but when you compare them to St Johnstone are kind of just flatline. Shite.
Always kind of shite.
Aye.
With a decent result or something.
But like the highs of, it's just like there's no excuse for this. Like Jimmy Thielen, if he's getting all the praise at the start of the season, he's got to get a bit of slack now. Right, so we'll scroll down. Yeah, league winners in September could be fourth today. They are fourth today. Back to reality.
Right, back to reality indeed. Graham Watt Jr. said Kilmarnock was rock bottom. Gary Witherspoon, performance is now as bad as the dark days under previous managers who, incidentally, are doing excellent at different clubs. I'm beginning to think there's a real underlying issue at Aberdeen. Managers do well before and after, but are hopeless for us. Why is that? Well, I mean, Jimmy Teelan was doing well while at the club. He's no longer doing that anymore, but he did have that spell.
Yeah, I mean, Jim B...
Is there an underlying issue?
I don't think there is.
Jim B says, let's hope we have a few more new faces in before Sunday. Instead of looking at second place, we're at risk of slipping to fourth tonight.
I know, but do you not agree, though, that... Sorry, but it's like, as you touched on, no team has consistently finished third. You could argue there's an underlying issue at Hearts, like the fact they yo-yo. Is there an underlying issue at Hibs? Is there an underlying issue at Aberdeen? See, once a club starts doing poorly, then they're like, there's an underlying issue. It's the same with Celtic. See, during 55, man, they were folding, right? They were like, oh, Lennon's this, Lennon's taking them to Qatar. I don't even know where he took them, but he took them somewhere during COVID and it was great. Well, he take me back, right? But it's like, see, as soon as your team starts doing poorly, the narrative changes and it's almost like the club is rotten to the core. So I'm not buying this whole thing with Aberdeen. Jim Goodwin just lost. He went through a shit period, then he got scudded back to back, and they had the Darvel game. He had to go. There's no underlying problems there. He just had to go.
Aye, unforgivable. If we blow the lead we had built up over the rivals for Europe. Time to bin a lot of these serial losers and stop this slump. Does that include Teelan as well?
Yeah, maybe it does, but who's the serial losers at Aberdeen?
Don't know, Jeff.
Give GT money to spend so he can sign more Ambroses and Malloys. Though some people like Malloy and some people don't rate Malloy.
Doddsy says, yes, another few defeats and the Swedish imposter will be sacked. Was that the stage that Doddsy it? Wants this guy out?
He actually wants his team to get beat so they can suffer more.
You know how that is.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, well, Clermont is like, some games were like that, but Clermont won the big one, didn't he? Big Phil smoking cigars, even though I still want him sacked. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below, Aberdeen fans and every other fans. Aberdeen, honestly, I mean, I actually correctly got the score right. I said 2-1 Ross County, and I think whoever's playing Aberdeen, I think the next 3 games we said are Motherwell, Hearts and Rangers. I just can't look past 3 defeats for them. Apart from the Hearts game, to be fair, I think that's just 2 shite teams.
Are you an Aberdeen fan? You're sounding awful depressed there.
I'm not an Aberdeen fan. I'm delighted.
Aye, well, I'm delighted as well. Get it right up them anyway. That's it, guys. Catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and until then, peace.